reality. By the way, try not to argue with it or the condition might worsen. If we don't leave now, we'll be too late! What can't we make any time for? Of course, to suppress the crisis! Can you see the otherworldly entrance? We must purge the evil creatures there! What in the hell? Is this just how it's gonna play out? This top-down stuff? Oh, I see, you have a weapon. Who's gonna fight? Leave those stunned enemies to me!
I need more than a conversation to fix to mirror this situation. A million times for a big dissection. Dig it, drill it, smash it, rebuild it. My hands get dirty, shove it, it rains again, my lord. This is much but a day, it turns out so this thing. This will be a better place for us to live. Sister, brother, look at my armor. Believe the hammer, break the trigger. We don't need a leader, all the ones we are all together, much more stronger. We will rock, we're made of stone. From block to bone, I bet you know. Working hard, all day long. We're all together, you will be alone. Come on.
And welcome back to ZENLESS ZONE ZERO, where we're gonna actually make some more progress in Anby's story quest now, because we can, so why not? Next. Anby, are you going out? Yeah. Is there anything you'd like me to bring back? Juice, burgers, milk, burgers, or anything? I might pass by a store on the way back from the Hollow. Off to the Hollows again. Just like that? I made an agreement with someone. Rest assured, I've already prepared the carrot. I won't need to bother you this time, Proxy. We don't need milk or burgers. We just want you to return safe and sound. Don't worry, I will. In that case, I'll be off. Oh, I wasn't expecting you to go in as normal Anby. Oh shit. Oh, no. You know, I got Orange into Withering Waves. I wonder if I can get him into Zenless specifically for the combat. You're very punctual. Back then, I used to make soldiers who were late do push-ups. Soldier 11 is the same, as long as I've known her. She's never missed an appointment, nor has she ever been out of contact. We'll find her, Trigger. Can I call you Trigger? Please do. I don't have any nicer sounding names. This time, leave the fighting to me. All you need to do is carefully observe my movements. Don't worry, I'll cover you. When I deem it necessary.
Let me take a good look at your movements.
I thought she was supposed to stay out of combat. And did she really make a joke about look when she can't see?
Recalibrating.
Bang, 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 bang. She could just keep sitting there and just keep going bang, bang. I'm happy to say I am a trigger
the enemy
haver.
is too weak. I won't be able to show you my full combat abilities.
You don't strike me as the type of person who'd say something like that.
I tell you, bro, if it wasn't Erica Mendez voicing her, I wouldn't want Trigger.
You really are that Anby. A person person's fighting style is a raw response in life and death situations. It can't be easily faked like a resume or some other physical token. You and Soldier 11, the way you fight and use ether, it's nearly identical. Incredible.
We're sisters. Assuming that sisters means replicas from the same blueprint, that is.
So the rumors circulating in the military about Silver Company, they're really true?
How much have you heard?
Only that Silver Company no longer exists. But biologically creating soldiers in mass quantities, how could that even be possible?
From what I know, besides intelligent constructs, everyone is born biologically. Delivered by storks, so they say. So, making one isn't much different from making 100.
Was that supposed to be a joke?
Yeah, my jokes never really hit the mark. Sorry about that.
No, I'm the one who should be saying sorry. I was just astonished. I never thought the military had this level of technology. If they could mass produce soldiers, then why would they still...
I understand. If they could use replicas as cannon fodder, then why still risk human lives? That's what you're thinking, right?
I was trying to say it in a more... diplomatic way.
It's okay. I won't take offense. Not over this. They'd probably say the reason is because replicas are simply too expensive. While a Silver Company soldier could change the game, it costs nearly as much as training a top-tier general and paying their fees and pension for their family. The real cost isn't in creating the mind or body, but in replicating the subject's unique physical abilities, mental aptitude, and reflexes. And what's even more costly is that, for reasons that were not fully understood when the research was halted, these unique qualities couldn't be fully replicated in mass production. As for the inferior ones, they were deemed as disposable.
Anby, that's not what I meant.
Yeah, I'm sure you didn't. But there's always someone who does mean that. There's always someone with an agenda, trying to use us. Maybe that's why Silver Company fell. I won't forgive those people. Any of them. However, the downfall itself isn't entirely a bad thing. With Silver Company gone, their evil technology was lost with it. Or so I thought. Until now.
Silver's revival. So you're saying someone has resurrected that technology? Soldier 11's abduction seems linked to this. I have to admit, your theory has some merit, but as far as I know, all the data from that time was erased. Could it be the Defense Force? Hold on. Something doesn't add up.
What are you thinking about?
If they truly wanted to secretly revive this technology, they wouldn't need to take Soldier 11 at all.
I'm trying to, like, every time it changes color, I try to gauge what exactly that color means. Everybody knows pink is, like, embarrassment or, like, you know, stuff like that. And then blue is, like, I think earlier she went blue when she was a little upset, thinking that Anby took offense when she didn't mean it like that. It seems to be that cyan, light blue here is, like, thinking. But what is orange?
I know my squad mate. All it would take is an order from up top, and she'd put herself on the operating table without a peep.
Really? So, that's how she is now.
She's the model example of a loyal soldier. Isn't that how you remember Soldier 11?
No. I never knew a Soldier 11 in the past. Only...
How could this be happening? There shouldn't be so many ethereals here.
I recognize this formation. We once used it to battle ethereals.
What?
It's another legacy of Silver Company. Back then, we had a brilliant sister who excelled in strategy over combat. Let's handle this. The person we're after must be behind it. TWCA Type 3.
Is that the name of that formation? Fire support ready. My bullets are one with the wind.
I'm wondering if orange is more like
Reporting position.
some sort of confidence.
You're in my sights. Fire support ready.
Standing by.
Engaging head-on.
This feels familiar. I don't like it.
Not one for nostalgia? I'm starting to understand you more now. Show no mercy. The target's weary.
Roger. Thunder. Thunder. Evasive maneuver.
I'll pierce right through. Quick shot.
Thunder.
You're in my sights.
I'm starting to feel like I'm playing the game at the very beginning again when I didn't level up the characters for a while. I think it was in this exact location too, except I was fighting a dog.
Supporting position. The target's weary.
Copy that.
Time to pin them down.
Thunder. Back off.
I'll pierce right through. Anby, what is that?
That's the old Silver Squad uniform.
I see. Let's give chase.
You know, one sad thing is that I kind of want Orange to play this game, but at the same time, I also think he's probably going to skip all of the story because it's like this, and he'll probably only watch, like, the cutscenes. Because he did skip a bit of Withering Waves. But, I mean, I was there watching him, so probably because he knew I was watching that he's like, I'll give him the summary, which I'm more than happy to do. Because, like, I'm giving him the accurate summary. But, like, still, you know. But I don't think I would try to get Orange on this game unless, like, Miyabi was having a rerun. That would literally be the best character to tell him to get into the game for. Anyway, inside a lab tucked away in a building somewhere.
As expected of Captain, her skills, they're still as sharp as ever.
Miss?
Truly remarkable. I feel honored just being her defect. Silver Squad can't be without its captain. Ugh, ouch. Give me some meds, eh? Ugh, you're the worst of any defect! I know you can't talk, but is there something wrong with your nerves, too? Be gentle! Seriously, I have fewer and fewer parts of my original body, and yet I feel more and more pain. I'm curious why that is. But you wouldn't understand such a complex question, would you? Because you're an idiot.
You know, at this point, I think Sam Slade has voiced the most characters in the game.
Enough. Stop making that miserable noise. Now, about our subject. She's still alive, right?
Are they in a morgue right now?
There you are. So, they call you Soldier 11 now, right? What a hideous name. But looking at you now, you do have a pretty face. Pretty and pitiful. This face is the only thing we have left in common. Aside from that, I'm nothing like you. I've lost all my limbs. I'm no longer a complete member of Silver Squad. And I need a complete body for the experiment. Which is why I need you. What? You're asking me what happened? But you should know what happened that day. It was the day you weren't there.
Because she was in a test
Captain
tube.
Anby traded herself for you. Even with her incredible strength, she could only save one of us. But why did it have to be you? Why not me? Why not Twiggy? Tell me why! They were all dead. Heaps and heaps of corpses crushing me. When they found me, my limbs were severely corrupted. I couldn't move. I couldn't fight back. I used to be a soldier, ready to defend this city. But that day, I was... Hey, what do you think you're doing? You startled me. All right, fine. You're just here to remind me, right? They're here to pick up today's shipment. I'll go handle it. After that, I'll come back and tell you the rest of today's story.
Meanwhile, outside the lab, Ambi and Trigger press their ears against the frosty steel door, listening closely for any sounds inside.
It seems Soldier 11 is being held captive here. So what's the plan?
The plan?
Shh. Let's discuss it over there.
I don't know why I hear Ambi saying the plan was like... I don't know why, for some reason, it didn't sound like her in a weird way. Anyway, Ambi, what's the current plan? It's very simple. I don't even need a map to explain it. Infiltrate the place and rescue Soldier 11. Go on, I'm listening. That's it. That's the whole plan? Yep. Please provide support from the outside. This is something I have to settle alone. If anyone can do it, it's me. Is this how Silver Squad always operates? I'm the captain, and that's how it's always been done. However, back then, it was usually a backup plan. Twiggy was always in charge of the backup plans. Twiggy, if I'm not mistaken, she's the enemy we're facing now, right? I don't know. I don't know why she's become like this. Her backup plans. What's her style? First, feign weakness, before turning the tables with unorthodox tactics. For her, no cost is too great to regain the upper hand. That does sound like a proper backup plan after all. Well, it's a plan that would only be utilized when every other plan has been exhausted. I'll keep in contact with you through the headset. Don't try to be a hero, Ambi. If anything happens to you, you won't be able to save Soldier 11 on your own, right? I understand, and I'll be careful. I was going to try to be supportive, but since you don't need it, never mind. Ambi sneaks into the lab through an unguarded air duct. The metal ducts are freezing cold, stinging her skin.
This place is cold.
I sensed the frigid air from outside. It carries a strange scent, too.
Hey, quit that. Only Ambi can do that. The real Ambi can do that.
Someone's entering. Are you hidden?
Don't worry. It's dark here, and the machines are pretty noisy. They won't detect me.
I don't hear any noise.
Soldier 11, wakey wakey. That's odd. I know I've taken quite a few samples from you and injected some meds, but you'll tough it out, won't you? Do you enjoy being pampered? Because you're the youngest sister? Oh, that won't do. Get up and play with me. Good. That's my girl. Now, let's continue our story. Where was I? Ah, yes. About how some kind scavengers found me without limbs. Such kind-hearted folks. They sold me. And unfortunately, my ignorant new owner couldn't see any use for a limbless worm like me. So I was sold off again, was treated like merchandise on the black market. Sold alongside gangster stuff and modded bamboo. That's when I realized we Silver Company soldiers weren't any different from bamboo. Just made of flesh and blood. The only real distinction is we feel more pain. And that's when I met her. She bought me as a trophy girl. Cut me open and operated on me, checking my internal organs by hand. Anesthesia doesn't work on us. You know that, right? So it hurt. It hurt like hell.
Is that Sarah? It looks like it's Sarah. God, she's everywhere.
Then, out of the blue, she smiled at me. Looking back now, I think she must have noticed something unusual about my body. She told me that she was once a military doctor, but was discharged, and now worked as a rogue doctor. She was familiar with everything about Silver Company, and was willing to help me. So, I underwent surgery and received mechanical prosthetics. Nothing too fancy. I don't think I'll ever use them for combat, but they serve their purpose, helping me stand and do calculations. My true value lies in my memory. You see, my brain is the only thing that has remained intact. Thus, I remember everything. I remember our home, and the time spent with our sisters. I remember that as long as we fought alongside our captain, we were considered the most powerful fighting force. I remember assisting in their research and using my own 2 hands to welcome new sisters into this world. That rogue doctor used her connections to get me some incomplete research data. Using my fragmented memories combined with that data, I was able to piece things together. And now, I've nearly revived the technology of Silver Company. Fortunately, I've remembered. I've survived and can recall our past. And now, reforming Silver Squad is my mission, because this is my home. Our home. So, do you like my plan, Captain Anby?
When did you notice me?
My little puppy spotted you a while ago, and I instructed her to raise the alarm. You know, Captain, I'm actually glad you're here. I've been thinking that we need to talk.
Give her back, and then we'll talk.
If you want her, come get her yourself.
Ambi rushes out of the lab and reunites with Trigger.
Trigger!
Say no more. I've got it.
Hey!
The melody of combat.
Hey!
Support in position.
Hey, you
Be gone.
take your bullshit.
Roger. Hey!
Fire support ready.
Eliminating target.
Sniper's Creed. 1 shot, 1 kill.
Target confirmed. Good.
Time to pin them down.
Kill. Thunder. Kill.
Fire support ready. I'll take point. Adjusting for wind. Increase firepower.
Thunder.
Support in position. Quick shot.
In the ass.
Recalibrating. melody of combat.
At your command.
Time to pin them down. You're in my sights. That's the Captain Ambi I know. Cleaning your knives with the filthy blood of this scum suits you. Don't give me that, idiot. Now you're worried about whose side I'm on? Our side, of course. I created you so you never saw Captain Ambi in her prime. After everything I've been through, I thought I would have forgotten. But I still remember. So, have you ditched the uniform, Captain?
Twiggy.
I'd keep it as pajamas if I were you. It's nice to reminisce about the days of glory and agony, isn't it?
I never knew you were still alive, Twiggy.
Yeah, I was always the worst at fighting. But I survived. It's only natural for you not to expect that, Captain.
You're not as terrible a fighter as you think. Your sharp mind makes up for it.
Yes, you said something similar before. I'll never forget that. You persuaded them to keep me, and you encouraged me to acknowledge my true value. You're right. I am valuable. I understand that all too well now. Trash may perish easily, but not me. I'm valuable. Precious even. There's always someone who sees value in me. Just like you did before. Sometimes I wonder if I were just an ordinary citizen in New Eridu and not part of Silver Squad, maybe I could have become a researcher at the White Star Institute, studying deep topics like 3 forms of etheric manifestation in specific hollows. Sure, I might be sharp, but there are different kinds of smart. Growing up in Silver Squad, I had no street smarts. Competing for profit, seeing through lies, and striving for a better life with limited resources. These I had to learn the hard way, year after year.
You've been through a lot. Is that why you're doing this now?
I don't need a reason. At least not one to convince you. The only person I've needed to convince is my backer.
You know better than anyone. Silver Company was an evil undertaking. That technology should never resurface.
Evil? Are you suggesting that you, I, and our sisters were all evil?
We are evil incarnate.
So, we should all just be destroyed?
No, but we should not continue in our evil.
Oh, I see. That's very enlightening, Captain.
I mean, you yourselves are not evil. You were just made by evil people. But you're not evil. You didn't do anything evil. As a matter of fact, you were protecting people. You never did anything evil. You're just sadly the product of evil, but you're not evil in any way yourself. I just thought I would throw that out there because I don't know how she thinks she's evil.
We should be eating burgers, watching movies, working a job, and going on dates.
Huh?
Instead of being maimed, sold, tortured, and struggling to survive. You know I care for you, Captain Hanby. Whatever you do, I won't hold it against you. But that doesn't mean you can stand here and say these things so lightly to my face.
You know where I am, don't you? You know where I live, what burgers I like, what movies I watch, and who I spend time with. Since you know, you're welcome to visit me anytime, Twiggy. I'm your captain. I'll personally deliver the punishment you deserve, and then seek redemption with you together.
Captain.
We can still make things right before you make a greater mistake.
And this is why Ambi's the cover girl.
Fortunately, I found you before things got any worse. I have so much to tell you, but maybe another time. For now, we should...
The conversation is interrupted. Ambi is stunned to see a body tossed in front of her. It's Soldier 11. She's pale, but there are still signs of life in her, and she's breathing faintly.
All right, I'm returning your favorite girl. Now we're even, Ambi.
Twiggy?
I said we're even. From now on, you can stop acting like a captain and save this foolish talk.
Twiggy kicks the limp Soldier 11 on the ground. Ambi quickly lifts her up and hands her the trigger.
Soldier 11! Wake up, Soldier 11! Ambi, she doesn't look good. We need to get out of this hollow ASAP.
I see how it is. Twiggy, I'll be back. I won't just abandon you.
You sicken me. Like I said, just save the foolish talk. I can't stand to hear that kind of mush from someone who looks exactly like me.
It's not mush. And I hope you'll get used to it. Let's go, Trigger.
Twiggy stands and watches as Ambi leaves.
Hey, go contact you-know-who. Ugh, cut the crap!
Huh?
You think I don't realize I shouldn't cut the middleman and contact the client directly? But look at the mess we're in. The junk she's brought won't fix this.
Did Twiggy's voice module like break, or did she swear and they didn't put that in the subtitle?
Our best shot is exploiting Ambi's inner weakness. She's let go of her most lethal weapon, her daring and ruthless fighting style. Now she's like a hired gun with a family to feed, focused on surviving to get the paycheck. I can handle her if we exploit that. But I need to keep everything in check, or else all my efforts so far will have been...
You've been diligent, little Twiggy.
Stop calling me that.
As you know, your research is crucial. You're just like me. We're here to foster hope. Our work is the only cause worth fighting for in this world.
What in the hell are you talking about?
Of course, I understand. Sometimes, when hope is scarce, certain issues can only be resolved with sheer violence. The stuff I mentioned last time is ready. Send some of your people to retrieve it. It's not exactly new Eridu tech, so use it carefully.
I'm surprised that this part is actually taking 30 minutes. Usually, the last part is the one that takes the longest because, well, it's usually how they just do things. What is this? Yes, thank you, give me that. But yeah, usually the story quests, each part takes around like 15, 17 minutes, and then I had to kill time for the rest of the video, but this one's actually very long. Ambi, are you okay? It's fine. I understand if you don't feel like talking. How is Soldier 11's condition? The answer will only make you feel worse. She still hasn't regained consciousness. As requested, I left her at the Random Play video store. The kind siblings working there are taking care of her as we speak. It's been so long, but the shop has barely changed. Now's not the time to be talking about that. You must be anxious to see her. Come on. Ambi follows Trigger to the video store. Ambi, you're back. Looks like whatever you got mixed up in this time was pretty serious. Anything you want to know? Soldier 11. How is her condition? Stable. That's all I can say. Her body temperature, heart rate, and pulse are all remaining stable. Honestly, given her current state, it's actually quite abnormal. Moreover, she hasn't regained consciousness. Would you like to see her? Poor girl. Ambi approaches Silver 11 and softly calls out to her. Looks like it didn't work. Ambi lowers her hand sadly and prepares to leave.
What is this place? And who am I?
You're awake, Harin.
Great, you're awake. I've been worried about you, Soldier 11.
Soldier 11? Is that my name? It sounds odd and could easily get confused with another number like Soldier 161051. Only a fool would call herself that.
I can see you're doing much better now, but I won't let you talk about yourself like that.
Her memories seem jumbled. The injuries might be more serious than they appear. When a Silver Company replica is severely wounded, their memories are often the first thing to fail. Even me, all those years ago, there was a time when I couldn't remember anything.
Is that so? Then what about your combat skills? Were they affected?
Would the Defense Force abandon her if she couldn't fight anymore? Well, I know we wouldn't do that. Proxy.
Yeah, having one more mouth to feed won't hurt. It's nothing compared to our monthly electricity bill.
Plus, our little black cat needs another playmate. He's already getting bored of us.
They must just mean the neighborhood cat, right?
You know how short-handed we are, right, Charon? Oops, I mean Trigger.
Charon?
There you go, trying to be funny again. Guess that's your unique charm, manager. Jokes aside, I can't vouch for the Defense Force, but I can promise that Obel Squad won't abandon her.
Charon. See, this has got me with the Grand Blue Fantasy problem. And what I mean by Grand Blue Fantasy problem is this. You got a guy in there named Eugen. But it looks like you're supposed to say Eugene. Why the fuck am I... Whoever is calling somebody Eugen when their name is Eugene, don't give me that bullshit. Then you got the character named Beatrix. But instead, the announcer in Grand Blue Fantasy, I guess the other characters probably do this too, call her Beatrix. Or Beatrix. It's Beatrix! What the fuck are you talking about? And when I look at Charon, I'm thinking about like Sharon, but it's got a C instead of an S.
I see. Well, we know how resilient she is, so we're confident she'll bounce back.
And it's interesting that Trigger seems to know the siblings pretty well to be on a first-name basis.
It seems you and Soldier 11 go way back, Ambi. Could you share more about her? And maybe how we can help her recover faster? We're here to help. Are you sure it won't be too much trouble for you?
Don't worry. Nicole's caused a lot more trouble for us. Besides, Soldier 11 is our friend too.
I see. In that case, what she needs now is nothing too out of the ordinary. Warmth, comfort, safety, and relaxation. Also, some familiar faces, as well as her favorite foods.
All the spicy noodles will be hers.
Ah, right. I should get her some burgers for an energy boost. I'll be right back. Not so fast, Ambi. Burgers aren't exactly Soldier 11's favorite. Oh, they're not? What does she like then?
It seems Trigger already left to get it.
You'll probably find her near Waterfall Soup. By the way, General Chop is concerned about Soldier 11 as well. Be sure to let him know that she's improving.
Yeah, don't worry. She's in good hands with us here.
Alright, what if after talking to Trigger, this part of the story quest doesn't end? I'm just still gonna end the video anyway.
I got Soldier 11's favorite spicy noodles from that enthusiastic chef. I couldn't see if the noodles look spicy, but just the steam from the chili peppers alone is making me cry.
You don't have eyes.
So, spicy noodles is her thing. I had no idea.
Well, that's the Soldier 11 I know. She would come to 6th Street whenever she had free time. Maybe she feels more at home here than back in the barracks.
You know, I have seen like fan art of Trigger with her eyes, and people are like, I like this funny thing where people are like, you know, people make some pretty art of Trigger in her eyes, but it's like, You do know her eyes are corrupted, yeah? Why not just make it real? Why not make them grotesque and horrible and corrupted by ether? And I'm like, I don't want to see that. I think somebody did make a pretty yet somewhat dark as well of her eyes with ether, kind of like glowing, but also slightly like cracked with ether edges around them, like the shards. I do wonder what her eyes will look like. It's the one thing that kept me being like, no, I'm not interested in Trigger. She's all up in this uniform and then the mask, and then I heard Erica Mendez come out of her in English, and I was like, yeah, I can't resist. Also, I guess I did need a new character to grind for, because I haven't been grinding in the game for a while because I don't have an objective to grind for. So I just said, fuck it, I guess maybe I could work for Trigger. So I did. I have her now. And now I gotta get all my electric shit back together. Because basically, I've already grinded so hard that if a fire character comes out, ice, if any element character comes out, I can max them out the moment I get them. And I'm not gonna over grind just to do, like, not have to do in the future. I have other shit to do.
She rarely talked about anything other than training, combat, and promotions. But when she did, she'd usually mention super spicy noodles, the video store owners, the arcade, and cats.
Did she ever talk about me?
You might not like the answer. Soldier 11 has never brought you up, but she seems fixated on a certain betrayal. Apparently, someone very important to her that she admired greatly vanished without a trace, leaving her to deal with that awful situation by herself. The person left without so much as an explanation. In the military, such actions are seen as desertion. And eventually, such deserters are marked as KIA by detached and indifferent officers. Does any of that ring a bell?
I have nothing to say. Even if she resents me, she has the right to do so.
That's pretty cold, even for me. May I suggest something?
What's that?
If you want to mend things with Soldier 11, don't say anything like that to her. Trust me, don't.
But that's the truth. I have no excuses for that. I lost my memory when I left the army. Once it returned, I wanted to contact Soldier 11, so I asked Nicole to check on her.
To remind people who haven't watched the Ambi 5-star trailer, she lost her memory when, as she explained, when they are severely wounded, they lose their memory. Ambi killed herself to get Soldier 11 to not be decommissioned.
Then I learned that she was doing well, that she had joined Obel Squad, and that she's an exemplary soldier who recently got promoted. She had a new captain and new comrades, so I felt her troubled past in Silver Squad might only weigh her down. I had no reason to show up again. Trigger,
What?
tell me, if you were me, you would have made the same call, right?
If I were you... Yes, I might have.
That's what I thought. So, even if she hates me, I deserve it.
But I'm not you, Ambi. That's the point. If I were in your shoes, I would let Soldier 11 know she was never betrayed or abandoned.
So Red seems to be anger and, of course, anger, and also, like, upset and, like, being like, this is what you're gonna do.
I'd let her know that her comrades would search to the ends of the earth for her, and that they'd never forget her.
Trigger, you're really amazing.
That's all you have to say?
Yeah, I'm really impressed. It must be nice to have you as a comrade.
I'm not so sure about that. But we have more pressing matters to discuss now. What are you planning to do next?
I'm heading back into the Hollow to put an end to everything with Twiggy. That evil tech must never resurface again. But before that, I want to apologize to Soldier 11.
Apologize? But given the current state of her memory, she might not remember it afterward.
That's the idea.
Wait, really?
Yeah, that's the best choice for my cowardly side.
Seems like it's really weighing on your mind. All right, if there's anything I can do, just say the word.
In that case, I need you to prove something to me.
Prove something? Like what?
Prove that you can take good care of Soldier 11 That's the only way I can hand her over to her new comrades without worrying.
Alleviating all your worries might not be a good thing either. But I understand. I'll prove that I can take care of her. Now then, let's head back. After all, we don't want to show up with a bowl of soggy noodles for our patient.
'Cause every night I will save your life, and